What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here and welcome to today's video, which is super exciting because I'm going to be having some of my booktok friends, my booktok besties, help pick out my next reads. So we've officially entered fall and it's time for me to start getting through my fall TBR, and I thought what better way than to have some of them help me pick out what I'm going to be reading for this upcoming week. So I'm going to show you all the options that I've sent to them and then we will get into asking our first friend. So the books that I sent as options are Shadow and Bone, the 5th season, The Inheritance Games, The Institute, The Night Circus, The Gilded Wolves, Sisters of Sword and Song, Mirror Girls, Chain of Gold, and An Ember in the Ashes. So with all of those books sent, I went ahead and texted my first friend, which is Caitlin, and she's actually a real-life personal friend of mine, and she's the one that convinced me to make a booktok account, so super grateful to her. And I went ahead and I messaged her and I sent her all of these books. And I just let her know that I was filming a video and I asked her to help me out and pick my next read. And she actually had several options, but finally narrowed it down to The Night Circus. So this is going to be our first book for this video. And I am excited because this is a standalone fantasy book, so I will not be getting into like a big world, brand new series, which is really exciting. I've just heard really amazing things about this book. I've kind of heard that it's just like no plot, all vibes, which kind of sounds fun. So we'll see. I'm going into this book pretty blind, which is a good time, always. So I'm going to start reading this one and let's see what The Night Circus is all about. Okay, update time. I have made it to page 164 and I've been using a napkin as my bookmark all day today because I couldn't find anything else, so that's been fun. Literally so far this book is just vibes. Keeps going back and forth in like the 1890s and then it goes into like the early 1900s. So every chapter, I will say the chapters are like 5-6 pages, maybe 7 or 8 pages each, so very short chapters. But the thing with that is then almost every chapter is in a different year or in the same year but different month, so that kind of mixes it up as well. And then we have these little like interludes where it's like talking to you, the reader. So it's saying like you're standing in the performance of the contortionists, you smell this, you feel this. Like it's like putting you into the story, which I do kind of like, and which is why I'm saying that this is just really all vibes right now. I am obviously not even halfway through yet, so the story is still unfolding. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. This is not in the direction I think I thought it was going, but I'm okay with that. I am home from work for the day, and so I'm going to make some dinner, keep reading, see how far we get tonight. It's a very easy read, and the font is like nice and big, so that's always nice that I feel like I'm getting through this pretty quickly. So yeah, let's keep reading. Welcome to my filming setup. I just want you to know that the cats are always with me. So, welcome to reality. Horrible lighting, but I figured I'd go ahead and give an update. I am making some dinner right now, so trying to get some reading done. I'm on page 406 and I believe there's like almost 500 pages, which is crazy because this book seems so small. Straight up guys, it's still just vibes. So, I mean, there definitely is a plot, but I just feel like we keep kind of weaving in and out of like these different timelines, like I was saying, and it's just so frequent that I'm just kind of having to go with the flow. Hold on, break for putting the pasta in. Okay, I'm back. I want to finish this tonight. I'm reading a lot now because I want to finish this and then move on to another book. But I am having fun. It's just that like this book is very different than a lot of like high fantasy or a book with like really big stakes. Like there's not really any big stakes in this book, so therefore there's not really much of a story. It's just like we're just vibing. So but yeah, doing pretty good. Almost done. All right, hello, good morning everyone. Today is miserable outside. We are in the middle of like flash flood warnings and all of the like subway stations are flooded and it's just like miserable outside as you can see, and I'm having a lot of trouble finding good lightings. Anyways, all to say, I'm supposed to be going to work later, but if my trains are not running, then I'm home all day, which does mean good reading weather, so that is a perk. But update is that I finished The Night Circus last night. I will get into a full review at the end of this video, but I did really enjoy it and I will give more thoughts when I finish all of my books. But I went ahead yesterday, since I knew I was going to finish the book, and I reached out to my friend Hannah on BookTok, and I love her so much. Oh my gosh, I love her videos. She just makes the sweetest videos and like she's just so bubbly and happy. And so I reached out to her, I DM'd her, and I said, hey, I'd love for you to pick out my next read, trying to get through my fall TBR. I'll send my options, please pick whichever one calls to you. And I did go ahead and cross out The Night Circus since obviously that one already got picked. And she responded, she said, the one that definitely drew my eye first was The Gilded Wolves. So, looks like The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chosky is gonna be our next read, which I'm super excited about. This book I have owned before I was even on like aware of BookTok, y'all. This was a book that I got from the library when they were doing like a free book giveaway. I hadn't even gotten into fantasy at that point. I just remember looking at the spine of this book and thinking that book looks kind of cool, reading the back and just taking it home with me. So this is a book I got for completely free, not knowing anything about it or even anything about like the world of fantasy books. And now that I'm obsessed with fantasy, this has been one I've been wanting to get to. So this is the perfect time. I think this is a trilogy, maybe. So we'll see if I want to end up getting into that more. Super excited. Thank you, Hannah, for this pick, and I will keep you updated with my thoughts on it. Update time. So I did not get a lot of reading done yesterday. I had a lot of work to do, and then today I was also very busy, but I did have time to run some errands and get some fall decor. I'm very excited about that. I think I'm gonna decorate my apartment either tomorrow or the next day. I'm like waiting because I also want to like rearrange my bookshelf a little bit and make it like fall vibes. So anyways, but I found The Gilded Wolves on Kindle Unlimited, which was great because it's been raining like crazy here and I didn't want to bring my book with me in case it got rained on, because I've done that in the past and then my books get messed up and it makes me very sad. And I've been reading on here today, and when I was like running my errands, I waited in line for almost an hour because everybody was shopping today. So I'm glad I brought my Kindle because I literally just in line read. So Kindles are amazing and I'm glad that I have this one. All that to say, I'm going to try to do a little bit more reading tonight. I am really liking it so far. Again, I'll get into a little bit more later on and I'm going to keep it spoiler free, but it's kind of giving like found family, but the family is already found. Like we have our 5 main characters and we do get different points of view. I don't think I've gotten all of their points of view yet. It feels like the family aspect where all of our main characters are really connected. They're just kind of beginning the adventure and the story already like friends. So I do like that, but it's also difficult to try to get to know each character then. It gets a little bit lyrically, I don't know if it makes any sense, like kind of lyrical to read, but I do enjoy it. And when there are descriptions in books, I do feel like I read a little bit slower. So even though I read a decent amount today on like my commute and in line, I'm only at chapter 11. I think this book is making me take a little bit more time to try to digest. I will take this with me everywhere tomorrow. I may read off of my physical copy tonight because I do love my physical copy and it is so pretty. Okay guys, remember the other night when I was doing the no heat curls? This is now like my third day in a row doing them because I think I finally found a method that works. I just had to show that off because I've never tried that method before and I'm overall so pleased with these results. Are you kidding me? Hair aside, let's get back into the books. So I did finish The Gilded Wolves the other night and I really enjoyed this. I will go more into it at the end of this video, but overall, I had a really great time with this, and I'm so glad that it was on Kindle Unlimited. Especially at night when I'm reading, I prefer to read on my Kindle so that way I can turn the lights off, and so it was so nice that this was also available. As much as I love physical books, like I love them so much, I also love having my Kindle and being able to read on that. But since I finished The Gilded Wolves, I reached out to my friend Ainsley and I went ahead and I sent her the same picture and I crossed out both The Night Circus and The Gilded Wolves. And I said, I'd love for you to pick my next read, whatever calls to you, can't wait to read what you choose. And she was like, so many good choices, but I really want to see what you think of An Ember in the Ashes. So we have our next book, An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I really hope that I'm pronouncing her name correctly. But yeah, this is gonna be our next read. I'm really excited for this. This is a book that's been on my radar for a really long time. And another fun thing about this exact copy is I found this at a thrift store. So I love when I have a book on my radar and then I kind of forget about it, but I run across it in the used bookstore or in the thrift store because it just reminds me of like, this was a book I've been wanting to read. And so I'm very, very excited for this. I'm not that aware of the story. The premise is a little bit vague. We're gonna start this today. Hopefully I can get it done in the next few days, and Ainsley, I will let you know what I think. So yeah, let's get into this book. Really quick, we also just need to appreciate how floppy this book is, you guys. There's not gonna be a single crack in the spine. I'm so excited. I love a floppy book. For a check-in. I have gotten through just past 150 pages in Ember in the Ashes today during my commute and then just while hanging out with my kids, and I'm really, really loving it so far. The story is so good. I love her two main characters. I especially love our female protagonist. Her storyline so far is really keeping me hooked. So I'm really, really happy reading this book. I'm having a great time. I'm gonna get way more into it later tonight, but I went to Strand bookstore because I wanted to get the sequel to The Gilded Wolves, which is called The Silvered Serpents, I believe, and I looked it up on their website and they had it for only like $10. So I was like, let me run to Strand and get it after work. We couldn't find it anywhere. I even ended up talking to one of the people that worked there and we couldn't find it and they had one copy. So unfortunately did not walk away with that book, but I did get two books. I thought I'd show you really quick. First of all, I found Thunderhead, which is book 2 in the Arc of a Scythe series, and I read the first book, Scythe, in August, and I really enjoyed it. And I kept saying that I wouldn't continue the series unless I found the books for cheaper price. And I found this for $8 when the retail price is $14. So $8 is not bad for a book that is in pretty good condition, and I did enjoy the first book enough to continue. So yeah, I grabbed Thunderhead, and then I got The Prison Healer, which I feel like is circling BookTube specifically right now. I got it for $12 when it was originally $16. So not as cheap as I would have loved, but I always double check the prices of books when they're on sale with Thrift Books and Book Outlet, and on Thrift Books it was $13. So you know your girl had to get it. Anyways, little book haul done. I did not end up getting the sequel to The Gilded Wolves. I'm gonna keep my eye out for it. I did end up looking to see if they had the sequel to An Ember in the Ashes, and they had it, but it was a little like book version of it, so I didn't get it because I would love to see if I can find the same, at least height of the book. Having a series, it just looks so much nicer when it's the same like print. Anyways, I'm gonna make some dinner, hang out with my little kitties, and keep reading. I'm excited to keep getting into this book. It's a really fast read so far, and like I said, I'm really enjoying it, so I'm gonna keep reading some more today. I finished An Ember in the Ashes last night. I didn't vlog too much of me actually reading because yesterday was a lot of stop and starting with this book where I could read for like 20 minutes and had to put it down and I could pick it up later again. But I finished it last night on the train on my way home, and I loved this book so much. I'm gonna get into it in a second, but all I will say for right now is 5 stars. I loved this book. So good. I figured now would be a good time to go ahead and recap everything that I read. So first of all, for my friend Caitlin, she had me read The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and I'm gonna give this a 4 stars. I really did enjoy it, but like I was saying earlier, the plot is just sort of there, it just kind of exists, so it really is all the vibes. And that's not to say that I didn't love the vibes. It's very cozy, very comforting, and I do like our main characters, even though we don't see a ton of them and we don't dive into them too much. But I really did enjoy this, and I would recommend it if you're looking for just a cozy read with pretty low stakes and you just want the vibes. So 4 stars for me. Thank you, Caitlin. I've been looking forward to reading this one and I really, really enjoyed it. Next up, I read The Gilded Wolves from my friend Hannah, and again, I really, really enjoyed this book. This is gonna be a 4.25. I feel like in my realm of 4 to 5 stars, I've become a little bit more specific, but yeah, this is sitting at a 4.25 for me. I really enjoyed the story, and without giving too much of a spoiler review, I will just say that if you like Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and you want that, but in a different setting, you'll really, really, really enjoy this book. The characters remind me so much of that aspect of found family that we get in the Six of Crows duology, and our main character does remind me quite a lot of Kaz in terms of his mind and how brilliant he is and how he comes up with the plans for the heist that they end up going on, and the stakes are pretty high. I would love to continue the series. Like I said earlier, I went shopping for the next book and I'm gonna see if I can get it for a discounted price. But if I can, I will definitely be continuing the series. And thank you so much, Hannah. I had a great time reading this book, and thank you for your pick. This was so fun. And finally, thank you to Ainsley for having me read An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. Like I said, this is a 5-star read for me. I read this in 2 days. I am obsessed and I have to continue this series literally right now. And I went to Barnes and I looked for a copy of this, and they had the covers that I don't love, but are the traditional covers here in the States. But I did find the cover like this for the second book on Pango Books. I immediately ordered it. Hopefully it comes in soon because I want to continue the series right now. I loved this. I love our female protagonist. She gives me the vibes of I'm not like every other girl. A lot of books that I read and enjoy have our main character be kind of the quirky one or the one that feels like an outsider. And as much as I can love that in a book, our main character in this story really struggles with feeling like she is not meant to have the task that she is sent on, but she has no other choice and she has to rise to the challenge. She is placed in a situation where she feels like there is no hope and she wants to give up many times. And I think seeing her journey throughout the book with that was really impactful to me. I also love our other main character, Elias. I think that his story was also really interesting. If you like The Hunger Games, Powerless, any sort of series that has a trial aspect where you literally are like fighting to the death, you're gonna really enjoy his side of the story. And again, I think that I've liked seeing how he felt like he was placed in a situation where he really felt like there was no way out. And I can really see myself falling more in love with these characters and with continuing the story. And so yeah, this was an easy 5 stars. I flew through this. I couldn't put it down, which is why I kept reading it yesterday in those little 20-minute bursts that I had throughout my day. So highly recommend An Emperor in the Ashes. I cannot wait to be continuing this series. Thank you so much, Ainsley, for recommending me this book. I had an amazing time and I'm just so excited. I didn't know when I was gonna pick this up, and so thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today's video. I had such an amazing time filming it, and many thanks to my 3 friends, Caitlin, Hannah, and Ainsley, for helping me make this video. I will have all of their BookTok accounts linked down below. Please go check them out and show them some love. Let them know that I sent you over there, and I'm so grateful to them. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.